Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Kathy?
We have a quorum, I think.
Okay, good. Our invocation will be given by Reverend John Button.
I used to do that to the congregation. Scared them half to death. Please be in prayer with me. Come, most gracious and holy God, to abide in our midst this afternoon. We seek your guidance and blessing upon our gathering and the decisions we make. As a body of prayer persons, we humbly ask for healing for those in need. We also request your divine guidance and blessing upon all staff, administrators, nurses, housekeepers, maintenance personnel, construction workers, grounds crew, drivers, doctors, food preparers, wait staff, front desk persons, laundry staffers, and all the residents too. All who help make Scotia Village the home where we love to live. With grateful hearts, we do indeed welcome these blessings and your guidance. May all we do, think, say, and dream be to your glory, Almighty and merciful God. We pray this together. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen and amen.
If you would all please stand, Richard King will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Richard. I think we already declared that we had a quorum earlier. I would like a motion to approve the agenda, which you can see on the screen for today's meeting. And also the minutes from the August 19th meeting.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Anyone object? So moved then. Okay. I just have a few remarks I'd like to make this morning. One is to remind you all of this time of year is our Employee Appreciation Fund time. And if you took a glance at the thermometer when you came in here, you've already been so gracious, and it's only been 2 weeks. Terry, who is the champion of this fundraiser, will expand on it just a little bit more. But I would like to thank you and ask you to, if you haven't contributed, to please do so. And also, I would like to thank all the staff here who have been so gracious with their changing of their processes to accommodate the renovations. They've all been super good about that, but nobody has outshone the dietary staff. They have really stepped up to the plate and done what needs to be done for us. And we thank you. And the last thing I want to mention today is, I don't know if you are aware, but we have an Iron Woman among us. Several weeks ago, Sarah Leviner participated in an Ironman triathlon. And everybody who completes it becomes an Ironman, but I thought it was not appropriate to call her an Ironman. I wanted to call her an Iron Woman. And the feat that she has done, she swam for 2.4 miles. She did a bike ride of 112 miles, and she ran for 26.22. And she did that all in 13 hours and some. So she had to have completed it in 17 hours, and she far exceeded that goal. So we just want to congratulate you, Sarah. Okay. John, do you have any vice president remarks?
All appears to be well.
Okay. Kathy?
All our records are accurate and they're filed in the right place according to the bylaws. There was a question about the minutes. The executive board minutes go in the library, but I post the SVRA meeting minutes on the bulletin board first, and then they go into the white notebook. So if you don't see it in the notebook, it's because it's posted more visibly at first.
And it should also be able to be seen after a week or so in Icon.
That's right,
So,
Karen.
all righty. Thank you. Terry, you ready with the treasurer's report?
Okay.
Okay.
My bad.
Can you all hear me? Okay. As of October 31st, we had $883.37 in the checking account. We had $12,002.15 in the money market. Oh, there it is. Okay. In the CD for the general fund, we had $6,957.92. In the certificate of deposit for the bridge, we had $5,553.47. And in the certificate for the repertory theater, we had $1,144.71. And the next page, please. I put everything that was in the CD for the Employee Appreciation Fund, I put it back into the money market. We had a total of $26,541.62 in PNC. And of that, 2,000 of it is appropriated in the Social Activity Fund. The general fund's got $12,110.24 in it. There's $500 appropriated to the hospitality. The bridge is an encumbered fund, and it has $6,047.82. Concerns was appropriated for $357.65. Repertory theater is encumbered funds. They have $1,370.41. The long life learning is appropriated $900. The Employee Appreciation Fund as of October 31st, had $3,220.59. And Cats Cool Cats Band has appropriated at $34.91. In addition to that $26,541.62, the gift shop checking account has $2,802.92 in it, and that gives us a total balance of $29,344.54. I'm going to take a minute and talk about the appreciation fund, the Employee Appreciation Fund. I have a lot of residents asking me, oh, how much should we give? Well, we've got close to 170 hourly employees, And if you give about $510, that's $3 per employee for a whole year. And you can think about it when you go to bed at night. If it wasn't for these great hourly employees, your quality of life here wouldn't be near what it is. And that's, I'll just pass that on to you. Any questions?
You want to tell them what's in the fund already?
There's about $29,000 in the fund so far in 2 weeks. And our goal is, what, 62,000? So we appreciate whatever you can give.
Actually, the thermometer shows 32,000, but that includes the 3,000 that was left from last year.
Right. Exactly. And that was left over from last year or what people have given during a year to the Employee Appreciation Fund. Any questions? I guess I'll see you in about 3 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. We'll have some committee reports. The first one will be concerns, and I understand, Mirta, you're going to give that concern.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. The following residents passed this past quarter. Their names are Norma McKeithen, Frances Brooks, Rose Woods, Shirley Hunt Dunn. May they rest in peace. They will be missed.
Many of you may not be familiar with those residents. They were, with the exception, they were in healthcare at the time of their death, and I don't think any of them was, Miss McKeithen was in Heather Glen for a while when she first came, but the rest of them never were in the independent area. Okay, we have bounced back and forth about the hospitality committee. Of course, Carol Clark is out, Carol Edwards is recovering from her back surgery, and she's doing very well. And Carol Radels was going to give the report, then she was worried she wouldn't get here from her appointment on time, and Ann Todd was going to give it, and Ann Todd didn't make it here today. So Carol's going to give it, but unfortunately, the Honeycutts are not with us today. So we will enjoy the ice cream and hopefully have a meet and greet for them later on in the year. Carol.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I am glad to be back and able to do this report for Carol Edwards. She is so organized that she had this written up at least a month in advance. So I'm not going to read the entire thing. I just want you to know that the Hospitality Committee is busy and that every time there are new residents, that someone on the committee goes to visit them, and then Carol follows up with her meeting with them to give them personal information about Scotia Village and about this organization in particular. We do welcome the Honeycutts, Larry and Phyllis Honeycutt, this particular quarter, and we're sorry that they are not here to accept their praise and their welcome. Nevertheless, we invite you to have ice cream at the end, and we would meet them and greet them were they here. Carol would like me to extend a thank you to the entire committee. They are Lillian Boger, Sue Grady, Bob Tisdale, Kathy Henderson, obviously Carol Edwards, Carol Howard, me, and Ann Todd. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Carol. Okay. Foundation fund report, Jim?
I think, as all of you know, the foundation, the Scotia Village Annual Fund campaign is continuing. That's for our resident families, and it's very important. And I hope, first of all, I thank all you who have already contributed to that fund. We're nearing our goal, and I'll also say that we have another family that we want to remember during this season of giving and Thanksgiving, and that is our hourly employee fund. They're part of our family too. So it might be that I'm asking for a double whammy. I am asking for a double whammy. These are both very, very important to the quality of life here at Scotia. I hope that everybody here who is supporting one of the funds will see it in their heart to support both of them. Give, and give generously, and give with a merry heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. John Olmsted will give us an update on Norcra.
Thank you, Sue. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've given an overview, general overview of NORCRA, North Carolina Continuing Care Residents Association, what we've been doing, what's been happening statewide and nationwide. Now, normally this meeting is crammed for time, so I put all my thoughts on a single page so I could read them without too much time delay. But there are now 66 CCRCs, which is up from 59 in the state of North Carolina, with over 25,500 residents. Second only to Florida, that has 30,000 CCRC residents. So we're at number 2 in the nation size-wise. NORCRA, with over 5,500 members, is the only organization in North Carolina whose sole purpose is to protect CCRC residents. We are an all-volunteer advocacy group whose charter is to advocate, educate, collaborate with the North Carolina Department of Insurance, and cooperate with other organizations that support the elderly. In North Carolina, only 23 of the 100 counties have CCRCs within their boundaries. That means that our legislative activities, and that's the brunt of what we do, involve training legislators from 77 counties that don't even have CCRCs and likely don't know what they are. Why am I telling you folks, as many of you already know this, and most of you are currently members? Scotia Village currently has 161 members, which is down from 174 last year. We normally lose about 10 members each year due to death. This past year has been worse off than that. The primary reason for joining NORCRA is to show support when we are advocating for something important to all statewide CCRC residents. While we advocate for all residents, we can do a much better job at the legislature when we can show that a high percentage of residents support our efforts. Scotia Village is in that zone. We have over 90% of our independent residents that are members. The membership fee is minor compared to the savings we have provided residents over the past few years. If you're not a member, or if you're an annual member who has not renewed, please renew your membership. I put 4 or 5 applications out on the table if any of you don't have it. Now, due to the federal and state legislative changes advocated by NORCRA during the past few years, Martha, my wife, and I have saved $8,709.47 just last year, in calendar year 2024, in sales and income taxes. These legislative changes include the medical expense income tax deduction, which used to be limited to $7,500 a year. Now it's unlimited, so the $23,000 or whatever medical deduction we get from Scotia Village is all tax-free money. The sales tax exemption that was passed a year and a half ago that eliminated the 7% sales tax, which had been on the book for several years, but that 7% was to be for all services and products given to us by the CCRC. I say given, we paid for it, but we would have to pay 7% on top of that. And for a couple in independent living, that's over $4,000 a year. And then finally, the write-in campaign to Medicare, Medicaid, to oppose an annual $1,000 per bed tax on skilled nursing facilities. For Scotia Village, that would add $57,000 a year to their costs, which would have to be paid by us, which is a couple $100 a year per person. That tax was voted down countrywide based on 7 CCRC organizations like NORCRA appealing to the feds. It worked out very well. Now, the bad side of things. 16 CCRCs nationwide have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy since March of 2020. Several high-profile cases were reported in 2024 and 2025. Well, this number represents less than 1% of the 1,911 CCRCs, which serve over 900,000 residents nationwide. It has resulted in significant financial losses, with over 1,000 families losing more than $190 million in entrance fees. Aldersgate in Charlotte is the only North Carolina CCRC with significant financial problems at this time. In 2023, North Carolina Department of Insurance placed Aldersgate under state supervision because their liabilities exceeded their assets by over $40 million. This put the entrance fees and service fees at risk for the residents. Poor management has been explicitly cited as a cause of some CCRC bankruptcies, while broader economic factors like the pandemic, labor shortages, and inflation are common causes, operational and financial mismanagement by operators and boards has also led to insolvency and the inability to meet obligations to residents and creditors. As a result of all that, the North Carolina Department of Insurance undertook the task of updating and strengthening the 1989 CCRC governing statute. NORCA played a key role in this 2-year effort that becomes law in 2 weeks. On December 1st, a 67-page statute replaces the former 15-page statute. This statute rewrite is likely the best thing we've done for NORCA residents, but it won't be the last. The Department of Insurance Statute Rewrite Task Force is now addressing more definitive statute rules for for-profit CCRCs, since the new CCRCs are for-profit. Currently, 80% of the North Carolina CCRCs are not for-profit, but that percentage is going down quickly with the creation of each new for-profit CCRC. 6 of the 7 new CCRCs in North Carolina are for-profit. So the task force is working to enhance and upgrade the statute to cover things that they have to deal with that we don't. That includes payment of dividends, contracting incestuously to your own kinfolks, related party transactions, and entrance fee refunds. Right now, there's no time limit on when the refunds have to be paid out. NORCA is supporting within a year in all cases. The for-profit advocates are supporting whenever somebody buys your unit. But what's happening is, as these places are building new units, marketing is selling the new units, and the unit that Noel moved out of is not being marketed. So the new statute will hopefully take care of that. I'll be happy to take questions at a different time because I don't want to hold up this meeting, but
Got a few minutes yet if there's.
I'll be happy to take questions. I'll take them home and write you an answer.
are involved in those, members?
The task force?
No. For-profit CCRCs, are they members of North?
There are residents in those CCRCs that are members of Norcra, yes. Currently, Leading Age, and Leading Age is the organization that supports CCRCs. Norcra only supports residents. Leading Age initially only dealt with not-for-profits, but they're now taking on for-profits because the industry is going that way.
Do y'all have about the same, sound like I'd be more for Norcra if I was living in for-profit to protect me from like the things you just mentioned. Are they much in line, are they agreeing pretty much of what y'all's agenda is? They're not?
Some do, some don't. So far, there's been no for-profits that have declared bankruptcy. Many of them end up selling it, selling the business, turn it into a shopping center, sell it to a hospital because they've got medical wards, stuff like that. But none of the for-profits have gone bankrupt countrywide yet. Any other questions? Well, that was easy. I knew that answer.
Just a moment, if I could have a point of privilege here. Some of you have come in more recently are unaware of the role that Scotia Village plays in Norcra. Clint Willis passed last year. He was president a few years ago. John Olmsted followed him shortly after that as president. And this place has played a significant role in Norcra, and John's part of the reason why. Thank you, John.
Being invited to attend the Norcra meetings, I learned some other things about Norcra that you might be interested in. Not only have they done the legislative piece, but when Western North Carolina was flooded out, they were instrumental in helping people in that area that were members of CCRCs or worked for CCRCs who had family members that needed assistance, and they made it possible for employees to be able to go and look after their families and stuff. So there's a lot of good things that organization does. I am not aware of any unfinished business. Anybody here have any unfinished business? And I don't have anything for new business unless you have something that you need to bring to the attention of this group. Well, dude. Jim?
I just want to remind everybody that one of the main sources of funds for us is the gift shop. And we want you to make use of the gift shop, because in just a few minutes, you're going to be eating some of the profits of the gift shop.
That's so true. That's so true. Thank you, Jim. Anyone has anything? Okay, it's all yours, Alan.
Thank you, Sue, and thank you to the association for letting me have a few minutes to say some things. Hey, y'all. Hope y'all are doing well today. It's a beautiful day. If you have not been outside, it's great. And Dr. W, you stole my thunder. I was going to say the same thing. Thank you, John and Clint and all the other ones here that really made Scotia Village a big part of Norcra over the years. In fact, I worked with General Willis on developing the logo. Gosh, it feels like 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. So, yeah, it's great. I also want to say that Sarah inspired me with her Iron Woman accomplishment. I've come up with my own version of the Ironman. I'm going to be doing the 2.5-mile swim. I'm going to be biking 112 miles. I'm going to be running the 26.2, but I'm going to wait till a leap year, so I have 366 days to accomplish that feat. So thank you, Sarah. That was great. I also wanted to mention, too, the Concerns Committee. I don't know, a lot of y'all might know her, Miss Maria Musgrove. Sorry, Maria, you're still right there. Maria Musgrove passed away yesterday. She was in assisted living. She started with us in assisted living. She was there for several years and then moved to skilled, and she passed away just yesterday. Her daughter was with her most of the day. I always like Miss Maria. For those that know her, she came to everything when she was in assisted living. So I'm going to miss her a lot, but I want to make sure that y'all knew that.
Daughter brought her to a lot of things when she
Yep,
went to school.
in skilled too, yeah. And she spent a lot of time in the pool with Sarah as well. So Miss Maria passed yesterday. All right. Start with the exciting stuff for y'all. This is as of September 30th, which is the end of our fiscal year. Remind y'all, we're in a short budget, October, November, December, a short stub budget because we're going to go to a fiscal year of January to December, starting on January 1 of next year. So right now, currently, we're in a short 3-month budget. So this is the end of our regular fiscal year that y'all are used to, September 30th. And we had a pretty good year on the financial end of things. You can see that we are over in our revenues by about $366,000. All levels of care did very well. We've talked about independent living being full for quite some time. We've had the same experience also in assisted living and skilled nursing, which drove our revenue up. And I'm controlling that red dot with my mind, so it's kind of cool. Expenses, we are right on budget with our expenses this year, $943 over budget in our expenses, but your management team did an excellent job this year. We talked about the challenges of raw food, of energy, all the utilities, all those type of things, but your management team did a really good job, meaning we were over budget with our operating income by about $365,000, which was really good. Cash and investments from operations and foundations, it looks like that's a total of about $21.5 million between the two of them, so that's a really good thing. Outstanding debt, really strong part of Scotia Village. We're at about $4 million. We actually went underneath the $4 million mark not too long ago, so that's really, really good. Days cash on hand, 277, add the foundations in, 510 days cash on hand. Any questions on the first slide? That's a good report. Net entry fees, this is a problem area for us. You can see we did not make budget this year. We were about $200,000 short of budget, not because Will and Coy and Barbara aren't able to sell things. We have nothing to sell. We still have nothing to sell. So going into the next year, that's going to be a big thing for us, is having things to sell. Not that we want anybody to move out of their places or anything, but it also says that we need to probably look at building some new units, which we'll be looking at some point time in the future. But it is a problem going into the new budget year, not having anything to sell. Purchase of fixed assets, we're at $1.5 million against a budget of $848. But if you look at the bottom, $931,000 of that was construction, which was not part of our capital budget last year. It's under special projects. So actually, we were about $650,000 of capital here at Scotia against that $848,000 budget. Main driver of that, we didn't have units to refurb. There weren't a lot of things we had to renovate for new residents coming in, so that drove the amount of capital we had to spend down a little bit. Charity care, we're about 9.9%. Debt service coverage ratio, 3.7, which is really good. It's over our budget by 0.58. Overall, I know I went through that quickly, really good year financially for us. All the Kentura communities did well this year. The Aldersgate situation is not our situation, at least not currently. So you got a good management team working these things out. Occupancy, this is as of the 17th, which is yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. Independent living, 99.2% in independent living. Our only open unit should be occupied in January, as when the move-in date is for that. Assisted living, we're at 75%. I think we're at 21 or 22. We had a couple move-outs. They transitioned down. We got some people going to be moving in there soon. But remember, there's only 28 units in assisted living, so one person not in a unit really drives down your occupancy. But I expect that to be back up real soon. In skilled nursing, we're at about 90%, which is really good for 245 residents. Any questions on occupancy? Okay, hearing none. This is kind of the, the palette cleanser. I wanted to show you this. This is on one of the pieces of drywall that's hanging in the new bar area. I thought it was kind of neat because they use it kind of as a message board. You see on the left there at the top, TJ's telling Kenny that he needs to move the drain line over a 1/4 inch. And then Kenny says back to him, hey man, you need to move the wall over a 1/2 inch. So they kind of bickered at each other using the drywall. I thought that was kind of neat. No need for cell phones. Items other than construction, I have some pictures and things I want to show you of construction at the end, but I want to go through a couple items up here. I would like, if Alicia and Jordan are here, I'd love them to come up front if they can. I don't know if they knew they were coming up front or not. I see Alicia's face is kind of like, oh. But while they're coming up, I think some of y'all know we do a Kentura Inspire Leadership Academy every year. It's Kentura-wide. So these folks are selected from all the communities. They have to work at Scotia Village or within a Kentura community for 3 months, be in good standing, and show leadership potential. They participate in an 8-month-long, 2 sessions a month class or session, academy, I guess you want to call it, where they learn about Kentura, they learn about the industry, they learn about leadership, and they learn about themselves. This year we had Jordan Chavis and Alicia Kelty. They had a big graduation in October at the Pinewood Country Club in Ashboro, where everybody was there. So I wanted you to have a chance to congratulate them on their achievement this year. They represent us well. Thank you all. Grounds maintenance, I just want to mention this. I have already talked to the Buildings and Grounds Committee about this. We have made a decision to go with a contracted out grounds maintenance team that will be starting with us on January 1st of next year. So we'll be phasing out managing that internally and going to a contract. Kenny Bethay, some of y'all may know Kenny Bethay. He's been around in town for years and years and years doing this work. He has a great team that he has assembled. In fact, they're the folk that did the irrigation work not too long ago around a lot of the homes. I have a lot of confidence they'll do a really, really good job for us, but I think we'll improve our efficiencies and do a better job for us by going this route. But they should be starting on January 1. St. Andrews University, I don't really have an update. It's still status quo. If anybody knows anything different, you can share, but I still think we're waiting on the state to appropriate the money so that we can buy out the bonds that are currently over St. Andrews, and there's been no action on that to my knowledge. So status quo on that. I will let you know as I learn anything. Department updates. Since the Honeycutts aren't here, I'm hoping that y'all might stick around and do a meet and greet with our new activities director. Adam Poole is at the back of the room. I know some of y'all have met him. We haven't done a meet and greet really for him, but maybe he'll be sticking around, so take an opportunity to meet him.
Adam Peel.
Adam Peel. No, I want it to be Poole. Adam Peel. Yeah, sorry about that, Adam. Peel. He is Lynn Peel Rogers' son, who many of y'all know as a receptionist. That sucks, man. Sorry I put your name up there wrong. Anyways, thank you for pointing that out. Adam Peel. He'll be sticking around. Marketing, Will said, please give him some referrals. He says referrals are our best source of prospects. If you know people interested in what we do here and might enjoy living amongst y'all, please give him those names. We have 75 people on our wait list, or 75 households on our wait list now across all different sizes of units. I think their marketing is telling people 1 to 2 years, depending on what you want. But 75 is actually the highest amount of people we've ever had on our wait list before, which has been really good. Thank you. Good question. Resident services, Myra wants you to know that she will be offering a golf cart program coming up, talk about safety, guidelines, that type of things for the golf carts that y'all are driving around campus. So be looking forward to that. And also Decorating Day, believe it or not, is November your 28th, which is that next Friday? So that's next Friday. And the cool thing this year, y'all told Myra that you want hamburgers, so Ken's going to be making hamburgers for everybody to have at lunch. It's going to start at 9 in here, so please gather and help decorate Scotia Village for the Yuletide season. And then also the last thing, the resident Christmas party. We're having our employee Christmas party where the Employee Appreciation Fund is distributed on the 18th. And every year we like to thank y'all for those gifts. So on the 22nd, we'll be doing a resident Christmas party in this room here. So make note of that.
When's the employee?
The 18th.
18th?
Yes, sir. I'm not sure of the time, but I know it's the 18th. I want to say 1 o'clock, but that might be incorrect. All right. Construction.
Alan, before you go on to that, would you speak to the installation of the lights that are being put in along the sidewalks? I noticed it out by the garden apartments.
Yeah, that's actually something come up in buildings and ground. It's also come up in our safety meetings. And the grounds team currently has put in some, I guess, path lighting is what you want to call it, on the path going from the garden apartments out to Glen Eden Way. And hopefully,
Only place they will be.
is that the only place they're going to be at the moment? Currently, yes. And we're working on some of the other areas. We have some ideas from some of the other areas. But yeah, that's where we're putting them currently. And we'll see how those work and go from there. Okay?
I'm just wondering, are the people who are currently working on the grounds going to become part of the organization or corporation that takes over the groundskeeping duties?
They will not be.
Okay.
No. Unless Kenny wants to hire him on his own at some point, but no, no, sir.
What difference does that make to the number of hourly paid personnel?
There's only 4 people on the grounds team? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before I get to the construction part? Hearing none? Okay. Sue thanked the dining, really all the employees, but specifically dining, and I just want to take a moment to thank y'all. We're all a big team here, and y'all have been very cooperative through this whole process. I know some of it's been a big pain in the butt, but thank you for being patient with us, and I think it's going really well. I hope that y'all think the construction project's going pretty well. The peepholes have been a big hit. I see a lot of y'all peeking in there. I wonder if the workers have gotten used to y'all looking at them. I don't know. Just kind of an update of where we are right now. Everything is on target, pretty much, for their schedule. We're looking at hopefully completing the new bistro area, the new bar area, the patio, all that. Hopefully will be done sometime in the January-ish timeframe. But like I've mentioned before to y'all, we won't be able to open as soon as they're done because we want to give Ken and his team a little bit of time to play in the area. Also go through a couple dry runs and then live runs so we make sure we're operating appropriately for when we do open it. So I'm hoping to have it opened sometime in the late January timeframe. And we'll give you more information on that, but don't hold me to that. Hopefully they won't find anything as they keep working, but we're really getting to a point where you're going to see it all come together. The cabinetry is supposed to start going in this week. The new windows are going in. You really should see things starting to look like what they're going to look like eventually. So I'm excited for you to be looking through those peepholes in the next week or so.
Alan?
Yes.
Will that include the outside area?
The patio, yes, out here.
That will be open the same?
It should be opened as well, yeah. Yeah, all that should be done. So this one, I took some pictures of what it looks like currently and then what it's gonna look like. So this is as you come into the new bistro and you hung a right and you look back towards the back of the dining area. This is kind of what it's gonna look like when it's all done. And this is what it currently looks like, which is a big mess, right? But they're coming along with it really, really well. They are putting 2 new doors at the very back. The back right is going to have a door, and then also there'll be another door adjacent to it going onto the patio. So there'll be 2 big double doors at the back of the space as well.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, you can ask a question.
Just looking at those pictures, I have a little concern about the acoustics.
Yeah, the acoustics, I was asking, well,
Go back there.
yeah,
Are you happy with the acoustics? One of the problems one currently has in the cafe, for instance, is the level of noise.
yeah, so
Now, admittedly, it's only when it's full and you've probably got 40 people in there. But my concern is always, in these sort of circumstances, you've got an awful lot of bare area without any possible soundproofing that would cause the acoustic level to be held down. Now, it might be just at the angle we're looking at. Here, we're looking at a long stretch of hardwood, and then I'm assuming it's carpeting beyond that.
yes, carpeting and tile beyond that. But let me answer your question a little bit.
Okay.
So they are going to be acoustic ceiling tiles, of course. And then these are 2 partitions there's glass in there. So that'll be another way to cut the noise from this side going through here and this side going through here. So I think that would be a big help too, as far as keeping noise down.
Well, it can all be treated afterwards in the future if it is too noisy. I appreciate that. Curtains and things like that can easily do the job for you. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, and this is a picture of the new beverage station area that will be right as you come in, pretty much, with new coffee and Coke and all that kind of stuff over here. And then the hostess stand here, you can see the hostess stand. All we got right now is this where the electrical wires are coming in. This is going to be the new ice machine right here. Just kidding, that's a joke. The ice will come flying out from the, no, that's a joke. This is ductwork here, obviously, but this is kind of where we are now with the outlets, and you can see kind of the board going in where this is kind of matches over here, and you can see this kind of happening that matches that over there. So it's really starting to come together, and again, more this week will be put in as well to really start making it look really good.
I think the ceiling looks really good right now. It's like the modern bistros you go to in cities.
Right. All the breweries you go to have open ceilings. I think it saves them a lot of money of not having to put any ceiling work in, right? Yeah, so this is the bar area. This is what it's going to look like when it's done, and this is what it currently looks like. You can see right here, this is where the tray ceiling is going to go in. That is right here, and these are the beams that will be finished off at some point. Obviously, this is the bar. And remind people, too, because we heard from a lot of folks with the current bar was too tall for a lot of people, and also wasn't really accessible for folks who may be in a wheelchair or need to sit down. So just to see here, there is going to be a lower bar area right here for people to pull their wheelchair up to or sit down at within a regular type chair, and then more open on this end of the bar as well. But it's coming along really nicely. And then this is the patio. And one question I get a lot from folk is, why does the patio look so weird with these holes in it like this? I mean, have y'all seen that, where there's those big holes in there? Well, what that is, if you look at this picture here, it's where the posts are going to go. They're going to build a shelter out here, and there'll be posts going into here, and then they'll fill that in with cement. So it won't be shaped like that. They just left them open so they can build the covered structure when they get to it. But again, this is what it will look like, hopefully towards the end. And this is what it currently looks like. All right? All this should be done, hopefully, like I said, in the January-ish time frame, okay? Remember, when they finish the bistro and the bar and the patio, we're going to open that up, and then we'll close the cafe. So the cafe will be closed sometime in the early part of the year to be reopened again, hopefully in the May timeframe is what we're looking at for opening that. Across the front of the building, it's going to take all the way till next May to complete all of that. And I don't know how many of y'all have peeked behind the curtains or looked through the windows, but this is what it kind of currently looks like as of last Sunday or Saturday. I think I took the pictures on Saturday. So what they're going to be working on this week, which I think is going to be really cool when they get it done, is they're going to work on pouring this cement in here. This used to be our covered area. The shopping carts used to go here, and some other things. The golf cart used to be right here. This is the stairwell door for emergency egress. So they expanded the building out some, all the way to here. So there'll be this much room between the sidewalk and the new building, and they're going to fill all the foundation in sometime this week. And it'll be the same on the other side. They'll punch out a little bit. This is where my office used to be. It'll all be extended out a little bit. So this will be poured this week, and then this side over here will be poured this week as well. From there, they'll start putting beams in and posts in to put the new roof in and all that kind of stuff. But that's where we are with the construction right now. From my point of view, hopefully from yours as well, it's going pretty daggone well so far. Are there questions?
Ellen, do you have a photograph or a picture or something that shows what the new roof line will look like for the front of the building?
Yeah, I can get one for you. And and thank you. I'll post it out there so you can see what the front looks like at the end. Yeah. Ms. Selkirk?
Alan, what is the structure that's going in right next to the beauty salon?
Yeah, it'll be similar to, it won't be closed in, but it'll be about this size here. It's actually where the golf cart's going to go. It's also going to be where maybe the shopping carts go, maybe where the stuff for the rose garden goes. It'd be like a little storage area.
Thank you.
I saw another hand somewhere. Or was that the question they were going to ask? Okay. My door is always open, and come by anytime. Thank you all for your time.
All righty. I just have a couple of announcements. Our next SVRA meeting will be Tuesday, February the 17th, 2026. Are y'all ready for that? I'm not sure I am. And I want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving, safe travel if you're going to be traveling, and a Merry Christmas, because we won't be back until February as a group.
Sue?
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Sue, could we recognize somebody else before you adjourn?
You may.
And I'm going to need Sarah's help on this, but we have an endurance, not quite Ironman, maybe tinfoil, but would you tell us about Greg's accomplishment? Because I was shocked as much as I harassed him.
Gregory.
Endurance. Come on, Greg.
Come on up here, Greg. He doesn't get nervous. So for the last, how many years have you done it?
12.
For the last 12 years, he's been a part of a 24-hour marathon at Henson Lake in Rockingham, which that is you have 24 hours and you just walk laps around a 1.5-mile loop, and as many as you can get in 24 hours. So he does that every year, and this year he got
20.2 miles.
So that's a lot there. Okay. And he came to work right after it.
If there is no further business, then I'm going to declare this meeting adjourned to the ice cream table.
Make sure you
Thank you.
visit over here with Adam Peel.